Hello everyone, Ian Williams at ReviveUNI.com. Today I want to share a single framework that you can use to solve any problem. As I've shared before on this channel, I have personal experience with anxiety. I've experienced it since childhood. And one of the ways that anxiety manifests is just my brain is kind of all over the place. It's like a scatter plot. So I've always been looking for ways to organize my thoughts. And I kind of stumbled into this framework. But it emerges out of decades of self-discovery and thousands of hours of self-study. Could be reading, writing, therapy, mind-body practices, just a lot of time investing in the process. And like any good framework, it has an acronym. And that acronym is BOPIT, B-O-P. So if you're like me and you're a product of the 90s, you might remember that terrible Hasbro game, BOPIT, that caused so much anxiety in so many of our childhoods. First, B, brainstorm. O, organize. P, prioritize. And here's the science behind the process. The brain is not really designed to think big picture and detailed at the same time. So when we try and do both at the same time, it makes it very confusing and often frustrating. So first, we're just going to brainstorm all of the potential solutions. Then we're going to organize our thoughts. Step 2 is really the sense-making period. And then step 3 is the strategizing period. So we'll go through a couple different examples, but keep in mind that this framework can be used, it's very versatile. It can be used in a forecasting manner, like I have a goal and I'm trying to plan my way toward it, or in a backcasting manner, meaning I've got this problem and I want to work my way back into a solution. So here are a couple examples. They're both going to be health related just for the sake of ease and relatability. Let's say you have a specific ailment and you want to get rid of it. First, sit down and just brainstorm all of the potential ways that you could get rid of the ailment or address the ailment. Step 2, organize those thoughts. So think about this categorically. You might have a bunch of ideas. Hopefully you have a bunch of ideas. It might be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. It could be personal or interpersonal between me and somebody else. Just make sense of those thoughts any way you can by grouping them in categories. Third step in the process, prioritize. And you can do this in 2 different ways. You can either prioritize the categories themselves, i.e. category A is more important than category B, and or you can prioritize the tactics within each category, i.e. tactic 1 is going to be more impactful than tactic 2. Okay? That third step is really where you start to think strategically and you're selecting a few ideas to focus on. We'll get to that in a second. The other option is forecasting. So let's say you have a health-related goal like running a marathon and you want to figure out how to achieve it. First, brainstorm all the ideas. You should have a giant list here. All the potential solutions that you can use or implement to make yourself successful at running that marathon. Second step, organize those thoughts categorically. So you might have some that are physical, right? Strength training, cardio, nutrition. You might have some that are accountability related. I'm going to hire a coach. I'm going to get a marathon training plan. Again, make sense of them any way that makes sense to you. It doesn't really matter how you organize your thoughts, just that you organize your thoughts. Step 3, prioritize. Again, categorically, A is more important than B, or tactics within categories. 1 is more important or impactful than number 2. And really the goal here with that third step, the prioritization, is to select the most important tactics. This is where you're strategizing. The kicker is all of the ideas that your brain comes up with might not be good ideas. And that's okay. We're just leaning into that process. We're embracing that strength of the brain to brainstorm a whole bunch of different ideas. Not all of them are going to be good. You just want to select the top few that are going to get you the most bang for your buck. So this BOPIT framework is one that I use and I've not found an area of life that it doesn't apply to. Business, relationships, planning, finance, grocery shopping, vacation planning, like anything. It really works for anything. And make this process your own. Get creative with it. But just remember this simple framework, BOPIT. Brainstorm, organize, prioritize. So I hope this has been helpful. Happy strategizing. If you got questions or comments, please let me know in the comments below.